This segment brought to you by Samaritan's Purse. For more information, visit SamaritansPurse.ca.
We've completed some remodeling at our home on the web. Come check it out. We've got polls, clips, sneak peeks, and web exclusives. Pay us a visit, stay for a while, and have your say. Do you think science will ever solve all the mysteries of the universe? You'll find us at listenuptv.com.
Obviously, science is like a useful tool in like the future of humanity. I always think that it's going to either be like the thing that saves us or the thing that destroys us.
I don't think science can give you all the answers because I think it's objective, like it's very objective as opposed to spirit or heart that you have when you go into a religion.
To a degree, they can uncover potential facts about how things were, but there's no real evidence to suggest what was.
Scientists from around the world have come together in Europe seeking a subatomic particle they believe could help explain our universe. But what about God? Where does God fit into that search? Reverend Dr. John Polkinghorne is well known for his contributions to both science and theology. He's an Anglican priest who's also a notable author, lecturer, and particle physicist. Dr. Polkinghorne recently spoke as part of a lecture series called Theology in the Context of Science at the University of Victoria. He spoke with us earlier today. So Dr. Polkinghorne, thank you very much for being with Listen Up Television.
I'm glad to be here.
Tell us, why do you think the LHC project is important?
I think it's important because it'll take us one further step in understanding the wonderful structure of the world and how matter and energy relate to each other.
Okay, and why are they calling that search the search for the God particle?
Well, I think that's a bad thing to call it, actually. It's a very interesting question whether this Higgs boson, which is the proper name, the particle, is there or not. It's the particle that gives mass to the rest of the particles in the universe. And somebody just coined the phrase, I think, to sell a book, that it's the God particle. Of course, all particles are part of God's creation, whether they're this one or just the ones that we're familiar with.
Okay, what would you say to those who are watching this experiment saying God has nothing to do with the Big Bang or whatever you want to call it? This is all about physical matter. Leave God out of the equation.
Well, I think you have to ask the question of where do the laws of physics come from? Were they very beautiful and orderly, and we believe that they explain what happened immediately following the Big Bang, and indeed what is happening in the world today. And I think that we learn something about God from the wonderful order and fruitfulness of the creation that God holds in being.
All right, Dr. Polkinghorne, the LHC experiment has been controversial for several of the unknowns around it, including that it could create a black hole from its generation. We're going to play you a clip that we've got here from the streets here in Toronto on people's reactions to the ethics of launching an experiment like this.
What do you think about this Big Bang project where they're trying to basically...
It's not good.
Why is it not good?
Because what if it blows the whole world up and we all die? No humanity ever.
It'd be scary if it caused a black hole.
A lot of people are concerned that it may be dangerous, and I've heard crazy things about black holes and stuff like that, but it's going to happen anyway, right?
So, Dr. Polkinghorne, should we be worried about the safety of the LHC project?
Well, of course, you have to be careful, but I don't think we have any reason for worrying about it. The reason is simply this. There are going to be very high energy collisions created artificially at the LHC, but these collisions of that energy and indeed higher energies take place all the time from the cosmic rays that are impinging on the Earth. And those cosmic rays haven't created a black hole and haven't abolished the Earth, obviously. So I think we can feel quite safe that the collisions at the LHC, which are similar in character but which are similar in character, but there are many more of them, will have any bad effect either.
Okay, and what about the ethics of this much of our scientific dollars being employed on this particular experiment? A good investment?
I think it is a good investment. It is certainly expensive, but to learn something about the fundamental structure of matter is a worthwhile thing in itself. And I think that it's only a very small fraction of the wealth of the world that's being spent in this way, but I think it is quite reasonable to do that.
All right. Okay, Dr. Polkinghorne, stay right there. When we come back, we are going to ask Dr. Polkinghorne, how can God act when a world is governed by scientific law? That question next.
Closed captioning provided by Duca Financial Services Credit Union. Discover more affordable banking at duca.com.
What do you believe about the origins of the universe?
Well, probably originated from space, I assume. Particles coming down from space and then growing into, I don't know, it's a hard question, I guess.
I think that there's a lot of ways that it came to be. Some people believe in a God, but I actually don't know how we all got here or anything.
I haven't got a clue.
Well, that's difficult to say. I mean, like, there's always the supposition about the Big Bang Theory, and I can't, like, I think it represents the same sort of quandary as, like, Christian or God beliefs, like, what came before. Like, it's a mass of particles come together, explode, that creates the universe. And to me, it's just, like, it's sort of the same mystery with, like, the Lord and the creation story that's there, because, like, it has the same absence of, like, what came before that, like, what created everything.